Hello, everybody. How you doing? My name is Ife Louis.
Hey guys, my name is Oinkonsola.
My name is John.
Okay, my name is Ldm.
My name is Mo Eberechupu Valentine.
My name is Grace.
Hi, my name is Ogonus.
And I'm here for Love, Dating and Marriage.
And I'm here again at What a Miracle Embassy to have a great time and a great teaching.
Love, dating, and marriage. It's a time where we come together to learn a lot about love, about dating, and about relationship.
Marry someone from your sociological class. That was the word that hit me in the last edition. And now I'm looking forward for more inspiring words.
One of the striking lessons I learned is for couples to always pray together.
I have full expectations for the programs tonight because programs like this are very necessary, so you don't have to make a lifetime mistake.
And I look forward to an awesome time this evening. Love, dating, and marriage. Bye.
Now I'm going to be teaching on managing differences in relationship and marriage. Your relationship starts from number one, the fact that people with opposite tendencies, they will attract themselves. That is where you started from. There are 3 stages. You see yourself, you love yourself because you have opposite tendencies. For example, someone who talks too much, or someone who is a talkative, when he first finds love, he finds someone who is very gentle. As a matter of fact, it will be that gentleness that attracts the person to the one who is gentle. Maybe you are just in a party, you just find a lady who is cool, calm, she's not talking. Then the guy walks up to her and say, hello, good evening, how are you? That's the start out, right? Say, hi, I'm fine, thank you. Say, I like you. Of course, you can't love her that day. You have to just like her. I like you. Why do you like me? Because you are calm. You see, that calmness, if not properly managed, is going to be the reason why the relationship would also be scattered. Everything that scatters relationship were everything that the opposite sexes love most about each other. They are the things that goes ahead into the future, waits in the future, and scatters the relationship. For example, some persons will tell you, I love you because you talk too much. That I like people that talk, I like gisting, I want a gist partner. You understand? All of a sudden, after marriage, you say, he talks too much. Have you had such things before? Say, why is he talking? Always talking. Brr, brr. Is he a typewriter? It is because it is that same thing that attracted you to one another that the devil will intend to use to scatter you. So, this as, according to philosophers, they say this is responsible for over 50% of divorce rates. The reason why you met is the reason why people scatter. So that's the first stage. In the first stage, you see a guy who is cool, calm, collected. He loves his things being done prime and proper. Meets a girl who is scattered. And they ask him, why do you love this girl? He said, I just like her because she's sexy. Even her eyelashes is just downward like this. Everything is not okay. But you just love her because of the way she does her things scatteredly. Then, you now come into marriage. It is that same thing in marriage. You now say, how can a woman be behaving like this? How can you scatter things like this? Do you mean your parents did not train you at home? Number one stage is that opposites will always attract. Number two is that opposites will also always frustrate. In a very short language, just write, opposite frustrates. That is, the things that brings you together are the things responsible for the fights, are the things responsible for the problems, are the things responsible for the issues in the marriage. Number three, opposite will exchange. When I say opposite exchange, what I'm saying is this: at that point when opposite exchange, you have come to understand that you are in a life contract. And in a life contract, there is only one entry, there is no exit. Are we together? So, when we come together, because we love each other, we spoke to one another, we came together in marriage, then we discovered that the reason why we love each other is the reason why we want to throw blows and throw tantrums at one another. The last stage of marriage is that opposites will now exchange. What does that mean? You will now exchange your partner's behavior for your own behavior. You will see yourself in the light of your partner. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. Are you in church tonight? Let me bring it home. Have you ever seen yourself in a relationship where, or have you heard about a relationship where two people love each other, they talk on extra cool, whatever, they talk, then later they come into marriage and the marriage does not work, or even during the relationship they just scatter each other. Have you ever heard about it before? It is because of inability to manage differences. You must first and foremost understand that the person you will always love will be somebody who is opposite to you. And number two, the second thing you have to put in mind is that people don't change. People don't change. I was reading a story, I think on Wednesday, of a lady who met this guy. The guy does not dress well from day one. She accepted the guy, loved the guy, and they got married with the understanding that this guy does not have fashion sense. Then, God helped the lady, God promoted the lady. She got a job in a big company. So, in this big company, you have to bring your spouse once in every 3 months, so that you can fraternize and become one. Like, the goal of the company is to grow together as families. So, the first month she took the husband to that meeting, people's reactions were very bad. That, everybody's husband dressed so cute, so good, and so lovely. But see the way your husband just dressed like a slave. That word got into her. And she started fighting the husband. You have to dress well. You have to do this. You have to do that. It is too late because people don't change. And you are not the Holy Spirit that can change people. Are we together? Are we together, church? Somebody say, I am not the Holy Spirit. I cannot change anybody. I remember the story of a sister many years ago in our church. This sister can sing very well on the altar. Holy Spirit will come down and go back. So there's this Muslim brother who gave her life to Jesus. This sister fell in love with this Muslim brother. The long and short of it, the Muslim brother married the sister. And after a while, after 3 months or so, the uncle of the Muslim brother came to visit him. And he just found joy in the way they used to do things, the way they prayed the Islamic prayer and everything. So the husband said, Sister Titi, we are no longer going to church. Let's be doing it this way. Sister Titi got angry. She didn't understand that what happened to him at that point is that, can I speak this grammar? There is what is called the innuendos, the remnant of attitude that settles inside a person. That is why when you see somebody who eats nail at 7, when you check them at 30, they will still take pleasure in eating the nails. Did you come to church? Eh? Have you seen it before? Eh? To some of them, that is almost the best meal that is being prepared. So there is a remnant of Islam still left in that brother that Sister Titi cannot sweep away. That is how Sister Titi chose a marriage over Jesus. She left with the brother, and of course she's now a Muslim. Why? Because you must always understand that people don't change, and you are not the Holy Spirit, you cannot change anybody. So what you see now that you don't like in your spouse, just accept that you will always find that trait in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. It will not change. Are you with me, church? Are you with me, church? Recently, my mother came to visit us, and I came back one day. I huffed my suit. I huffed it in the sitting room. And I went to the dining area. I huffed my shoe there. I forgot what happened. I quickly huffed my socks. And she said, "This is the exact way you used to behave since primary school. Won't you change?" So when you marry people with the mindset that they will change is a big issue. And that is why there is a popular slogan that there is no perfect marriage. Everybody is managing each other in the relationship, all right? It is lack of management of one another that leads to the scattering of marriages. Once you understand that the chances for my partner to change is very slim, then you begin to manage your partner. Let me tell you something. There is always chance, there is always options, there are always friends who will always teach you to leave your partner and seek for another person. But let me tell you, human beings are the same. As far as the person you want to go to is still a human, you will still see the mistakes, the fallacies, you will still see them in that person. You will still be left with the duty of managing. Somebody say managing. You will still be left with the duty of how you will manage the person, the character, the demeanor, everything. You will still be managing the person. I have a friend, he's a pastor. When they were dating, the wife to be there, now the wife, talks to him anyhow in public. Just slams him anyhow in public. He was not okay with it. But he never managed the situation. So what did my friend did? They got married and everything. What scattered them? The lady, the wife, they finished the church program like this, walked up to the husband and started shouting on him in the bid to express her anger towards something that the husband did during the service. So the husband said, "You are talking to me like this?" That is the entry point for the devil. You must understand that the devil is always looking for entry points into your relationship. But the knowledge of management will help you to preserve it. The husband just said, "You are talking to me like this?" The man of God had just finished preaching. He just slapped her. Woes. Before you know it, leave her alone. That is the way she used to do. Is it wrong that is the way she used to do? No, she's not wrong. But he is supposed to be able to manage her. See, the journey to change people is a futile exercise. You cannot change anybody. It is management of the person that matters. I remember when I was in primary school, you give me 10 naira, I go to school, I will make sure I spend that 10 naira and also make sure that I eat everything with the 10 naira. till today, give me the family finances. I will not eat with everything, but I will spend everything. Are there people like that? Okay. Okay, thank God. I used to think it was a demonic problem. Now I know. So, there are people that don't just know. For example, I travel a lot. I've been traveling since I was 21. Still, up to date, I don't know how to pack my bag. The last time I traveled, and they're telling me, Pastor, we'll be picking you up by 6 p.m. so that you can head to the airport because your flight is 8:30. I said, okay, there's no problem. That was at 1 p.m. Somebody that does not have the spirit of scattering, he's supposed to start packing his bag, right? Until they arrived and they were downstairs. That is when I started packing my bag. I just put everything together. But when God creates you to love the opposite person that you are attracted to will now be your complexion. My wife has a degree in packing bag, and she will not forget anything. Like if I go sometimes for 3 weeks, preaching here, preaching here, preaching here, preaching here, preaching here, preaching here, going for this meeting, going for that meeting, she will pack all the bag. She will even explain in the text message, on this day they are meeting these people, wear this. On this day they are meeting these people, wear this. Left to me, I will take 1 jean. I will go for that trip. When I get there, if I need anything, I will go to the nearest mall. I'll go and buy. Are you in church? I will just go and buy. And if I am buying, I'm buying every day. That is waste. And waste is one of the enemies of marriage. Because when there is no money in marriage, it is either the man loses his authority or the woman becomes the husband. Are we together, church? So, how do we manage one another? How do we manage our differences? Number one, if you are writing, you can write down. Number one, you must be aware of your partner's weaknesses. You must. Nothing suddenly happens. Be aware of your partner's tendencies, the things that your partner may likely do. Be aware. Somebody say, be aware. How do you come to that point where you are aware? You come to that point where you are aware by studying your partners when you are not married. If you are married, of course, you have a lifelong time to study the person. But before you get married, you are supposed to have studied your partner, understood your partner. Are you getting me, church? Understand your partner to the extent that there is nothing he does that takes you by surprise. It is that surprise that leads to the fire. So, for example, my wife does not like beating the children. She does it, but it is not a thing. So in the morning when the kids are preparing for school, she prefers that I go and take their bath. She likes it so much. And me, I ate water. Early in the morning, water touching my body, I ate it. So when I discovered that it was leading to a challenge in our home, what did I do? I took it upon myself to love bathing my children. As a matter of fact, when I take them into the bedroom, we begin to sing. When I take them, I will ask them questions. So how was your night? So how was this? So how was that? I am aware. Somebody say, I am aware. You must be aware of what your husband naturally does not like. It is just brain that you are just using. Should a normal man that is well trained, should he be behaving like this? That is your whole problem. You saw the people that were well trained, you left them on the streets. You picked the one that is not well trained. No. A normal man. You are the one that married the abnormal man. How can a normal man be behaving? Have you discovered that between 1 month to 10 months of marriage, those who were lover birds in relationship, between that 1 month and 10 months, they just want to keep distance between themselves. Because the real person is now coming out. And I'm saying, okay, so you are like this. He has always been like that. You are the one that didn't put on your glasses. So be aware. Very important. Don't overlook things in the name of love. Or say to yourself, it will change. Don't do it. Understand that you have a problem to solve. And that is the concept of marriage in itself. You are an helper to help. I don't know how to pack bag. My wife knows how to pack bag. I don't have problem with packing bag. All right? My wife is somebody like this. She likes to keep the key where the keys are supposed to be. She likes to keep everything where when she wakes up in the morning, she will just go there and go and pick it. I am not like that. I like to throw things around. Amen? You sure there was a day I was traveling out. I threw my passport. I didn't know where I threw my passport. And we were looking for my passport for more than 2 hours. And my flight time was coming. That same day, I was looking for my passport. So I said to her, it looks like I have not removed the passport from the suit I wore when I came back to Nigeria. So I went to look for the suit. I opened the inner jacket and I brought out my passport. You know, but she is not like that. She takes her passport, puts it in a safe deposit. So when she is looking for it, she goes there to go and pick it. How do we manage our differences? When I travel and I come back, she collects my passport from me. I don't see it as an insult because it is my weakness. You see, when you begin to see treatment to your weakness as insult, you will scatter your whole marriage by yourself. She collects my passport and she go and keep it for me. The same thing, I have said it over and over with money. I am not good with money. If you give me 200,000 in my account, if I'm going out in the morning, I will make sure that I finish spending everything before I come back in the evening. I will make sure. I will be calling people, so how is life now? So have you been able to now solve that problem now? They say, no, okay. What bank are you using? Just call it for me. I am wired that way. I believe monies are meant to be spent. All right? My wife believed that monies are meant to be kept. So when we finished a marriage, we went for honeymoon. We were spending mumumi. I thought that was all the money we had. I said, don't worry, God will provide. God will provide. Trust God. He's a faithful God. God will provide. Then we got back and there was no money. So I wanted to start looking for money. Then she said to me, you see your life? I have money here. And I now discovered that she didn't bring out all the money she had saved. She brought out a little. She brought out small, very small. Then, under 2 days, I blow it. So, I'm sorry about that. Under 2 days, I blow it. And I said, God will provide, He will provide, He will provide, He will provide. Then there was no food the third day. Then she said, I am coming. She went to the market, bought everything, cooked, and there was food on the table. You know, if it's supposed to be only me, we will be hungry. Are you together? So if men are discussing outside and say, I cannot give my money to my wife, oh, and me too, I am talking like that, I am a fool. So stop. You see, all these generalization principles, the things that they teach in general. They say a man is the head of the family. Don't allow a woman take your headship. It is a good statement. All right? But when you know your weakness, allow the doctor to treat you in your area of weakness. Otherwise, you will scatter everything. Women are naturally good with money. That is why I always recommend for young people that you must always do joint accounts, because your wife is very good, is better with money, except a woman that has spending spirit like my own. But out of 80% of women, you will pick about 10% of them who has that spirit. Otherwise, you will discover that women, they love to keep money. Like since October, some women are saving for Christmas, and their husband is running etasketa like this for Christmas. It is until next week Friday, the woman will just bring chicken. He said, thank God. Thank God I thank God that I can work with my hands. You understand? While the husband is still hustling, everything is already ready. Are you getting my point? So you must be aware that there is a problem. If there is no problem, so we cannot marry each other. Imagine if two persons who don't talk to each other in the family, if they marry each other, like I'm an extreme. What are they called? People that don't talk too much again. Thank you. I am an extreme introvert. My wife is an extreme introvert. Number one, it will not even be sexy. We won't attract each other. It is because I am an extrovert, she's an introvert. That's why we married each other. Me, I can talk. My wife cannot talk. My wife can be on her way to do something major, and she will greet you as if nothing has happened. Me, I like to carry people along. I say, okay, this is what the Lord is doing. I am doing this, I'm trying to put these things together. But for my wife, no. She believes that when everything is ready, everybody will see the testimony. That is why we married each other, because I'm an extrovert, she's an introvert. So don't see your personality disorder, permit me to use that word, as a disadvantage. Know how to solve the problems. All right? So what is number one? Be aware. Number two, accept the differences. Accept. Just accept. Somebody say accept. Let me tell you something. You will become a very happy man, a very happy woman, if you decide to accept the difference. You see, the reason why your relationship is catching, you enter into a relationship with this one and say, no, me, I'm a principled person. Which stupid principle? Me, I'm a very principled person. If somebody tells me it is 2 o'clock, I want to look at my wristwatch and see that it is 2 o'clock true. And if somebody tells me the meeting is 3 p.m., I want to look by 2:45, I am already seated. I am waiting for the person. But there are some people like me. If I give you an appointment for 2 p.m. and you don't remind me by 1 p.m., it is 2 p.m. I will remember. And I'll be on my way to meet you. Does that mean I am not a great husband? No, it doesn't mean that I'm not a great husband. So when I give an appointment, my wife reminds me and tells me, you have given people appointments. It's better for you to start going now. Well, even when she says that, I say to her, there's no traffic. Don't worry yourself. Or I say to her, is it not we say to? In the next 15 minutes, I'll be there. So I leave my house 15 minutes to the place I am going. That is who I am. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person, all right? So if you are not able to accept the difference, just accept that there is no perfect man or woman on earth. Accept it with the whole of your heart. Believe it with the whole of your heart. The reason why some of you are not married is because you are looking for Mr. Perfect. Even when you know Mr. Perfect does not exist, you are still looking for Mr. Perfect. Because no matter how we tell you that there is nobody that is perfect, there is nobody that is perfect, there is nobody that is perfect. If you like, say it 1 million times. In your head, you are looking for the man who is perfect. So when you see a man who is short, you say he's too short. When you see a man who is tall, you say, no, this one is too tall. May you find your Mr. Perfect. What did I just say now? That inside some people's medulla oblongata, they have programmed it there that there is Mr. Perfect somewhere or Mrs. Perfect somewhere. Some men will say, child, the lady is brand new. She has never been to the toilet before. You are just deceiving yourself. Amen? So accept. Once you accept, the next thing is that you appreciate the difference. Appreciate. You know, in a family, you can have a husband who likes meeting people and a wife who doesn't like meeting people. Are we together? But at the end of the day, there will be one day, let me tell you, even an armed robber in a family, one day you will know his usefulness. At least that is the worst personality disorder. To imagine, stand up in the morning and say, I want to be a thief. That's the worst personality disorder. But even an armed robber in a nuclear family, one day you will appreciate him that, even though he is not useful, but today he is useful. So I'm saying to you that you should do what? You should appreciate one another's differences. Like me, I have come to appreciate my wife's differences. Myself and my wife, I've come to appreciate our differences. So my wife is somebody who is emphatic. When she's saying something, she likes to say it like 500 times. All right? She's not a talkative, but you know I told you last week, and I'm telling you again this week. Remember 2 days ago I still told you. You remember, right? You remember. I'm telling you again. You may be forced to ask and say, am I deaf? But I have come to appreciate that some of those are emphatic words have saved me when I least expect. So when you see two people say, I love you, I love you, I love you, is I love you plus your weakness, I love you plus your strength. I love everything about you. But when you see people who at the slightest difference, provocation or reaction, they say, no, I don't love you again. They are immature. They are not qualified for marriage. Because, just let me ask you, what condition would be so worst that will make you to say goodbye to your wife or to your husband? I have searched. I am searching. I am still researching. It is just inability to manage differences. There is nothing else there. You know, one day, as a popular man of God, that the wife left in 2014 or so. Yeah, 2014. The wife used to be in the UK while the husband is in Nigeria. Her allegations were the husband does not come to meet her in the UK. If you appreciate your husband, why not be coming to Nigeria? Are we together? Yes, sir. Are we together? It is always that very simple. Unless you want to just complicate things and scatter things. It's that very simple. Like, for example, my wife's stress board is very, very low. When she sees anything that stresses her, any trigger of stress, she will get angry. She's not someone who gets angry naturally, but me, I get angry easily. Amen? I get angry, I say my mind, I get back. I get angry, I say my mind, I get back. I say angry, I say my mind, I get back. Don't say true, I know myself. I say my mind and I get back. But after saying my mind, I'm not keeping you in heart. I've forgotten about you. But before you even provoke my wife to get angry, you must have tried. It's like a 5 years course. But when you eventually get her angry, she has this power to still curtail that anger, call you one-on-one, as if you are on a date, and begin to explain to you, they don't do things like that, Life has gone past that stage. Me, I don't have time for that rubbish. You do it in a rubbish way, I answer you in a rubbish way. Straight, hot, as in the hot. What you serve me, I serve you. Are we together tonight? But she can even get angry with you in this service, laugh with you, write everything why she was angry with you, write it down. Tomorrow, book an appointment with you, sit down, and you begin to talk about anger. I am not like that. Yesterday, we were doing anniversary in Kuje Church, and everybody was just moving up and down. As if the altar was a playground. It was on the altar, as if the hot. I said, whatsoever is not working, leave it now. Some demons, they need fasting and prayer. Some demons, they need shouting. That is my own principle. But for my wife, our own principles are far from that. And I have come to appreciate her, that you can do something that offends her in the day. At maybe, let's say, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Then you will come back home. She will serve you food. After serving you food, you will now begin to discuss what happened at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Me, I am not like that. 12 o'clock, you get me angry. 12:01, I give you your reply. I don't have that patience. How many of you have that patience? You have that patience? Raise up your hand. I don't have that patience. But I have come to appreciate her. What is the last stage? Adjustment. What is adjustment? Live where you are. We both live where we are and we meet in the middle. That is adjustment. You don't dress well. Okay, what if I get a tailor that sews for you? I get you the clothes. Your only problem is to wear. That means that I have left the point where I detest the way you dress to the point where I have now turned to your unpaid thank you, wardrobe manager. But even when you don't pay me, appreciate me. When I put everything together for you to be able to look good, just make sure you wear them. Are we together? You are not good in cooking. I've done everything together to get a cook so that the cook can cook for us. Yet, you believe the cook is your second wife, that you will be picking anger with at all times. There is a movie I was watching. I don't used to watch movie, but whenever I stumble on one, about 5 minutes, the woman just said, which type of cook did you go and employ? Stupid cook. She cannot cook, then she's calling another person stupid. That person is not ready to manage the differences in the home. What will eventually happen is that marriage, devil will eventually come in through cooking. Are we together, church? See, it is this area of difference management that you don't manage well, that is where the devil will come in and sit down. And when the devil comes in, he will cook food so that all of you can begin to eat together. Devil is a visitor that does not leave when it's time to go. When you give devil 1 meter, he will go 100 meters. When you give devil 10 minutes, it will stay for 100 hours. So, what is wisdom? Wisdom is, let us guard every door that the devil can use to access us. So that on the inside, we know we are not perfect. You know, I did something recently that my wife does not like. I bought all the singlets, colored singlets, blue, black, and ash color. That one you can wear them for like 10 days and nothing will happen. Normal. No problem. No problem. Eh? How many of you know those singlets? Why singlet exposes very fast? You see, blue, black. Which one is red again? Which one is red again? Hot. So I bought them and I discovered that I love them. But my wife does not like them because it can help you to cultivate the habit of dirtiness. All right? So what did I do? I shifted ground. She shifted ground. Out of sight is out of mind. She packed away the singlets. I can't find them again. How did I shift ground? I didn't get angry that she packed away the singlet. She's hearing it for the first time, but I know she packed it away. I know she packed it away. So what did I do? I just shifted ground just to help ourselves so that we will not be fighting unnecessarily. Have you seen small anger? Small anger. Brother and sister. Brother and brother. Man, you, Arsenal. Now man, you go win. No, now Arsenal. Man, you go win. No, Arsenal. Now you, Arsenal. Man, you, Arsenal. No, Argentina is the winner now. So, you know, before you know it, Argentina, France, Argentina, you never go. France, you never go. No, the Argentina. Say, I will not talk to you. I beg. I will not talk to you. Before you know it, brother and brother will start keeping malice 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Why? Argentina, France. Argentina, France. Argentina, Messi and Mbappe. Right? Argentina must win. Now, yes, Messi has become the grand commander of the world football, right? All time. Okay. Don't let us lose the sisters. You are with us. Okay, let's talk a bit about football then. They say they are with us. How did they score the first goal, Seth? Messi scored the first goal. How did it happen? How? What happened? Penalty in first half. How? First half was 2-0. You have not answered the question. How did they score penalty in first half? That's why you fail jump. It is penalty, I know. How did they score it? You see, this is what I'm saying. When we dwell on our differences a lot, the devil will come in and it will lead to a problem. See, this is the way the devil comes in. When the devil comes into a marriage, you like talking to your husband. Maybe, for example, maybe your husband. How many of you have heard the story that toothpaste used to scatter marriage before? It is true. It is not a lie. Why did you press it from up? Why did you press it from that? Why did you press it from? It is true. But in that case, this is what happened. The toothpaste was only a trigger that triggered other problems that have been underlining. Are we together? So you just say, what type of rubbish is even this one? Which type of man did I marry? He cannot use toothpaste? What is this? Or you want me to go into my own? Me, when I finish bathing, I used to forget that the sponge, you need to wash it. So when we first got married, my wife used to get angry at that. Then adjustment, she realized that maybe when I was growing up, there was not too much water in my environment. She would pick the sponge and she would wash it. And after washing it, she would come and meet me. It's like when you were growing up, there was no water in your environment. I said something like that. What happened? Said, you didn't rinse the sponge. Adjustment. We have come to adjust. Otherwise, if we don't come to this subject of adjustment, there will be no Christian marriage again. There will be none. All of us will be catching our marriages just at the slightest provocation. Everything that happened, you want to go to your father's house. Everything that happened, you want to go to your mother's house. Just at the slightest provocation. So we must come to the place where we understand the power of adjustment. I shift ground, then you shift ground. Then we become a perfect couple. God bless you. Are you blessed tonight? Do we have any questions?